gave it out when you told me to. Okay, we're live. Welcome everyone. It's Carl Hovelson here, and I'm here with Jordan as well, and we're going to be talking about branding today. You're going to hear it a lot online. The things that you need to do, you need to brand yourself. You need to be, because people buy from people. Okay, so you need to be branding your reputation out there. You need to be branding your product or service with your name. Okay. You got to take responsibility is basically what you got to do. Be responsible for what you're doing. Have belief in what you're selling, okay? And that's the big thing. A lot of people just today they get involved in businesses. They see something, they get caught in the hype, they throw their money down at things, and then they don't do anything with it, or they don't know what to do. And this is the biggest problem. And what they're doing is they're more so promoting the product or the company rather than themselves. So they're unintentionally promoting and branding something else rather than themselves. Okay. When you go to a car dealership, okay, I'm going to use a car dealership as an example. Okay, because everybody's familiar with car dealerships, going there and buying cars and stuff. The first thing that happens is a salesperson is going to come up to you, and they're going to greet you. They're going to let you know who they are, and they're probably going to give you their business card right away. Okay. Right now, as soon as they do that, they're associating the dealership with them, not with them with the dealership. Okay. So that's the difference. I learned a lot of this from my brother. My brother sold vehicles for many, many years. He now sells RVs, and he does very, very well at it. And the reason he does so well at it is because he brands himself, okay, and then the company around him. He doesn't brand the company and then him to the company, okay? It's right the opposite. And this is why he does so well in the sales. I mean, this is a guy who's a six-figure earner a year in sales, selling now motorhomes, where he used to do vehicles. He used to sell for Toyota, trucks for Toyota. And it's the same thing. It was Chris. That's what my brother's name. It was all about Chris, branding himself with the company. Okay. And this is the same thing with IBK. You want to be branding you and then the company to you. Okay. So there's a big difference than promoting the company and then promoting you. If you notice a lot of what I do online, you'll notice that, and I don't see this much with anybody. This is where I think I come through a lot more, and this is why I make so many sales so fast. Okay, because I brand myself. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and just hang on a second. Let me just do this again. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So you got Jordan. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it. Hello, Stephen. Also.
Good morning.
Okay, so what I've got here, guys, this is Microsoft Paint. Okay, this comes with pretty much all the operating systems that come out. You'll see Paint that's in there. I'm not sure how it is on Macs because I don't use a Mac, but I'm sure you have something very similar to Paint that's on there with Macs. Okay, so here's what I do with mine, and this is what I think puts me above the rest. Okay, let me just grab my IBK stuff here, and I'm just going to grab one of my pictures, and I'm going to throw it in here, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, now this is a picture I just made the other day because I made a sale yesterday. Okay, so on here I've got myself on this one here I don't have it, so let me just grab another one here. Just give me a second. I gotta find a different one. These are just my personal. Let me just find the other IBK ones here. I need to find the ones. Here we go. Okay, this is what I'm talking about branding. You see, what I've done here is I've created my own brand. Okay, I have my own 90-day action plan. So I brand myself. I have my name up here and a lifestyle coach. Okay, now what you need to do is, you don't necessarily have to have some kind of a special thing that you do, because maybe you don't have this, but you need to be branding your name and what you are. Maybe you're a lifestyle coach. Maybe you're a mentor. Maybe you're a freedom entrepreneur. Whatever you want to call yourself or brand yourself at, that's what you've got to start doing. And you can go and have these kind of banners made for like $5 on Fiverr. You can find somebody on Fiverr, they'll make you a banner like this. Okay? And this is what I had done. See, I have this kind of stuff. Actually, a friend of mine made this for me. Okay? But you can get people on Fiverr for $5 to make you these kind of headers. And then you use these to brand. You see how I've got my branding right here, and then I've brought IBK into the picture, and then I've got my proof of earning. Okay? This is the other thing that becomes big. You know, you want to be showing your proof of earnings. Okay? Now, not on all of my advertising do I have my header on there, but if I'm promoting something like IBK or my other programs, I will bring that together underneath my banner heading. Okay? Underneath this branding heading of mine. I want everybody to know who I am. There's my picture, and then you have my name, and then what I classify myself as a lifestyle coach, and then of course I have my own 90-day plan. Maybe you've written an ebook or something, might want to put that up there. Okay, something that you've done. Again, if you're a success coach, or if you're a freedom entrepreneur, or anything, you can just put entrepreneur there. Whatever it is, you got to start branding yourself, because people are attracted to successful people. You could have, let me just try to think of a good example. Let's use Donald Trump as an example. That might be a bad example, but I'll use him as an example right here. Okay, not because of what he's doing now, but just him as a brand. He brands himself. Everything is like Trump Tower, Trump this, Trump that, Trump everything. And everybody knows it's Donald Trump. Okay? You could have entrepreneurs like Mark Cuban. Okay? Mark Cuban, when he comes out, everybody knows that he's one of the youngest billionaires in the world. And when people talk about the Dallas Mavericks, they know that Mark Cuban is behind that. When they talk about Shark's Tank, they know Mark Cuban is behind that, right? So you want to be branding yourself in everything that you do. If you're selling Mona V, or if you're selling Herbalife, or you're selling motor oils, or whatever it is, okay? You make sure that the first thing they see is you, and the second thing they see is your product, okay? You don't want to be associating everybody with the product first, okay? Because all you're doing is branding the company at that point, and you've left yourself out. You're doing all the work and giving them all the credit, okay? What you've got to do is give you all the credit for the work of you branding that product. And that's how people will associate that. See, this is how people associate IBK with me. Does this make sense to everybody? Panel? Yes?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Okay. So I just, that's just one of the things that I want to share with you guys today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and show you guys how to actually build one of these sites. So let me go back to that again. I'm going to go back and share what I do to create one of these pictures, okay? So, oh crap, just hang on. I got to click on it again. Okay, and let me go back. Okay, so let's start from scratch. Okay, so we're gonna go new. Don't save. Okay, we're gonna start with a brand new one here, and I'm gonna go very, very slowly. Now, what you're first going to do is, whether you do it with your camera, your phone, or your camera that's plugged into your PC, maybe you got a webcam or something, you're going to go in, you're going to take a selfie of that, okay? And what I do in my selfies, I always take a selfie of me either thumbs up or pointing down. In most cases, it's pointing down because I want people to look down below, okay? So let's just go through. I've done a selfie now. Let's just say I've taken the picture of the selfie. You can see all my selfies I have here, okay? And I'll just grab one of them that I've got here. So I'm going to import that into the Paint, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I want to make this as small as I can, so I'll just move up the picture a little bit. Now, I could put my header here, okay? Now let's just say if I have one, let me just do that. So I'm going to go on, I'm going to find my header. I got to remember where I put it. Just give me a second to find the header. I should have thought about this before I did anything. You know what? I know what I'll do. I'll just do this. Hang on. There's always a way to do stuff. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to grab one of the header pics that I've got here. Oh, crap. Let me just grab this one here. Okay, so I've got a header pic here. So I'm going to take this header pic. I'm going to move it over here. So you see what I'm doing here? I can do this. Then I can go and I can take my picture. And then I can move my picture into the center. Just move it up to the top here. Okay, and then what I can do is I will go and I will take, let me just get rid of this. And then I'll go and I'll paste my proof. So I'm going to go into my income proof. Okay, and I'm going to take the sale that I made yesterday, and then I'll throw it down below here. Okay, just like that. Then I'll go in and I'll just go and I'll cover all of the important details. Okay, because I want to make sure that you want to keep everybody's privacy in there. So unfortunately, Roger, he'll be fine with this. He saw me do this, but you're seeing what I'm doing on here, and this is how simple. And here's your picture, done. You see how quickly I did that? You take a snapshot of this here. Now I have a software that I use. Okay. It's called Screenshot It, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to my training site, okay? And so that you guys can get it, you can download this little tiny Screenshot It software, and I'll show you just how easy it is to do things, okay? So let me just go in and I'll just open up just a picture here or something, and I'll just show you how easy it is to go in and take a snapshot of things, okay, with this software. I'll just go and just kind of modify one of my pictures or whatever. And I got way too many files. Okay, so let me just go in here. I'll just grab, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I'll just grab any picture that I've got here. I'm going to open that up. Oops, I think I did it the wrong way. Let me go. Okay, hang on a second. Let me just, I'm going to save this here. So I'm going to save this picture as just one of my proofs. I'll just save it as this -1. Okay, so just so I know where it is. This is just for sake of saving it. Save. So now I've saved this picture. So now let's do a new one here. Okay. So let's say you want to go and create some kind of a picture. Okay. Again, we're going to do the branding thing. Okay. So I'm going to paste. Hang on a second. Got to stretch this out. Okay, so we're going to create a picture on the left here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to find a picture here. And let's say I couldn't find my header like I couldn't before, okay? So now I'm going to take this Screenshot It software, okay? I'm going to go and I'm going to select it. I'm going to call it, I don't know, let's do IBK test. We'll just do that. You'll browse, you'll save it to a folder, wherever you're going to save it to. I'll just save it to my 90-day plan here. I'll just throw it in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to get this header here. So I'm going to go and I'm going to capture this header. I'm going to hold down my left mouse button, drag it over top, let go, and then I've got a picture. So now I'm going to go paste it from, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to look in here, and here's my header. Okay, so I'm going to click on that header and I'm going to open, whoops, there it is here, and I'm moving it over to here. Okay, so there's my header. Now maybe you want to go and make some other kind of thing. Maybe you don't want your picture in there. I don't know. You know, here's another thing that you can do. Okay, and I'm going to put a lot of stuff into here. So fortunately, you'll be able to go in and watch this video and slow it down and whatever you want to do. So let's go and insert this, and I'm going to show you some other things that I do. Okay, you open up Word, okay, and then you're going to go in and grab a picture, and I'm going to take this picture that we have on the desktop here, but I'm going to shrink my picture. Okay, so I might be going a bit fast, but like I said, you'll be able to go and minimize or slow down the thing and watch the picture. I forgot where I put this thing. Put it in here? No. Income pics. Did I put it in here? Yes. Okay, so I'm opening this up into Word. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to shrink this down. Okay, so I'm shrinking that down to there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here to the screen shoot it. Okay, and then I'm going to capture my picture like that. So now I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to go and I'm going to paste from, and here it is here. Here's my picture. See, I've got a smaller picture here. Actually, that might be even a little too big. So let me go and do this. So you'll be playing around with this thing just a little bit here. So let's just shrink this thing down again. I shrink it smaller. Now there might be a faster way to do it. This is the only way I know how to do it. Okay. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to capture this. And the beautiful thing about these pictures is when you go in, you keep capturing these pictures, it adds a numeric after it. So the first one would be 1, then 2, then 3. So if you go in and we look, and I go and I want to paste that picture in, you'll notice that it's done, okay, so test 3. So here's that picture. So now I'm putting in. See, now the picture is smaller. So now I have it in here, right? Now here's the other thing. I can go in and I can take other pictures that I have in here. So this is what I do during the day to make things a whole lot different all the time. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab this little guy. Okay, so he's pretty big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink him down. Okay, and then I'm going to shrink him down even a little bit more. And I could put a guy like that in there. Okay, and then maybe I want to put the proof that I have in there. So now I'll go back to here, and then I'll go and I will take another snapshot of the proof. Now I could have done it all together. I'm just showing you in different formats of what you can do. So paste from, and then there it is there. So now I could have my proof down below there. Maybe there's something else I want to add. So I'm going to go and I'm going to look and see if I've got something else. Like, I don't know, I've got, let's see what this is on here. Okay. No, we won't use that one. Paste from. Let me see what else I have here. I want to get something with some different kind of content in here other than just the proof. So let me just go to pics for posting. Okay, look, I've got this picture here. So here it is in here. So maybe I want to put something different at the bottom. So I could go in and I could cut this and I could put this at the bottom. like that. And now I've just made myself another little page that I can market. I'm branding myself. You see me here, pointing down here, and I got a little guy who's, you know, yelling it out to everybody, and then plus I'll pay for 1 month of traffic to your IVK link. Okay, you see how simple this is? Now, it may sound complicated to you, but if you have all these little pictures and you got a little tool like this screen shoot it that I'm going to hand out for free to everybody, because I can give it away or I can sell it. I'm going to give it away. Okay, and this will allow you to go in and create these little pictures, because everybody's asking me, how do I do this? Well, this is what I do. You know, I'll wake up every morning and I'll have a different thought pattern in my head of how I want to market for the day. And then I go in, I create one of these little pictures here, and then you'll see it on my site. You see? And I'm sending it out through Facebook and LinkedIn and Pinterest and Google Plus and Twitter and all these things. You know, that's the other thing. Don't just stick to one social venue. I mean, everybody just, because we got a poster that goes on to Facebook, doesn't mean you just stay on Facebook. I'm on 6 different social networks. Yeah, I have to manually do the stuff on there. Are you scared of manual labor? I'm not scared of it if it makes me 150 plus a day, right? And this is where most people tend to struggle with themselves, because first of all, they go, well, that looks too hard. Well, life is hard. Get over it. If you want to make money, that's what you've got to do, okay? It all depends on what you want to do to how far you want to get. I will brand the heck out of myself, okay? And that's how I will make multiple thousands a month, even into the tens of thousands, because I will go out there and I will brand myself. And that's why I warned everybody here before, okay? It's not a warning, but it's just, you know, I'm putting it out there and I'm telling you, if you don't go out there and get them, I'm going to, okay? I'm not shy or scared to tell anybody that. If you're not prepared to go out and get these sales, well, I'll go and get them anyways. It doesn't matter to me. It's either me or you. Now, I'm showing you how you can go out there and compete with me. But if you don't want to compete with me, that's okay. That's more money in my pocket. Does everybody understand this? Stephen and Jordan? Does this make sense to everybody?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, it does.
Okay, you guys have any comments on this? Let me just back to this here.
So far, what I saw it's pretty easy, you know, how to do this. It takes only about is it 10-15 minutes to create something?
I mean, you know, you could if you have all the stuff. Like I went around and I went cut and chopped a whole bunch of stuff. Some people might have that already listed there, so it's just a matter of paste, 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 and you're done. And that's what I would recommend. You know, when you're first going to do it, spend an hour, go and make all these little pictures that you want, put them in a single folder, and then you can go and you can make different pictures all the time with all the different content you have, right? But whenever you make a sale, you need to promote the heck out of that sale. You need to let everybody know you made a sale. And the next time you make a sale, you promote the next sale. Okay, and then you go and you make another one with the previous sale and your sale together. So now you can see that, you know, you're making continuous sales. Okay, I mean, you've seen some of my pictures. I got 8-10 sales showing on there, right? All within a couple of week period. You know, people. I made a post today, and this is the funny thing is, you know, the majority of people online today barely make $500 a month. I don't even want to tell you the hours they're putting in, okay? Because if you calculate the time that you've put in to the money you're making, it's not very good, okay? The majority of people don't even make $500 a month. I mean, you know, they just, you know, some are making 500 plus, some aren't even making 500 a month. And then you get some people that are making 500 to 1,000 a week or more. Okay? And it's all based on what you're willing to do. Okay? And I mean, I keep saying this all the time. I'm not going to beat this to death or anything. You know, I don't want to make people feel bad or anything like that, but I need to wake everybody up because, you know, if you want to be an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur, okay? Stephen knows me very well, okay? I do not allow anything negative to get me down. If my software doesn't work for some reason, I find another way around it. I've been battling with computer issues. Like I'm replacing my computer today. My new one, I just got a phone call. My new one's ready. This one here is almost dead. Okay? I've been battling with this thing for 2 weeks now. But did that stop me? No. Because you know what I did? I went on my wife's computer. I did it off my phone. Okay? If something is not working, don't sit there and complain about it. Find a way around to do it. If every entrepreneur, every successful entrepreneur out there allowed that to happen, there wouldn't be any success. There'd be none. You know, let me go back to Donald Trump for a second, okay? Again, forget about what's going on right now with him. Let's talk about him as a businessman, okay? This is a guy who's gone bankrupt 7 times and still is a multi-millionaire, okay? 7 times this guy went bankrupt. Did the first time stop him? No. Did the second? No. 7 times. And he still bounced back. Okay? There are guys out there that have stories like you would not believe. And the only reason they have success today is because they did not allow anything to stop them. You know, the issue that people have today is that the moment something goes wrong, it's a scam. It drives me nuts. I want to shake these things, these people. I just, you know, I mean, first of all, look up the bloody definition of scam and understand what that word means before you start blaring it all over the place, because you're making yourself look like an idiot when you do that.
Being negative, giving up, you know, blaming others like that, you know.
You know what? That's the first thing. That's the thing that us human beings are worse for. We love to blame everything else but ourselves for anything that happens. Okay? You know, I've lost tens of thousands of dollars on the internet. Do I go and cry the blues? No. You know what? It's only money. You can make it up. If you're driven and you want to get to where you want to get, you'll get there. You'll make it back. Listen, I was dead broke at one time, sleeping in my car for 2 nights in minus 40 or minus 37, 35, 37 weather. Okay? Very cold. Trust me on that one. And I swore to myself I'd never allow that to happen to me again. And it never has. I bounced back. I've never, because I don't allow anything to distract me from being successful. You know, if a company folds, nothing you can do about it. Company folds on the internet, companies fold without the internet. Okay? You know, Walmart, you know how big, not Walmart, you know how big Target is, right? You guys, it's huge in the States, right? Well, they were up here in Canada, okay? And they came in here and they came full bore and they opened up, I don't know what it was, 1,500 stores or whatever the hell it was that they opened up here. And then they cried the blues that they weren't making any money, and then they shut all the stores down and put all kinds of people unemployed on the street. Now, did all those people bitch? Some of them did. But you know what they ended up doing? They ended up finding a job. Because they had to. That's the only way they could survive. Okay? You know, companies will come and go, whether they're brick and mortar or whether they're online, they're going to come and go. I've had people say to me, like just recently, I'm promoting a brand new travel company that just came out. And a lady goes to me, she goes, well, I don't get involved in startups. Well, what business are you in right now? And she tells me what business. I says, did you know that was a startup at one time? Okay? Nobody can tell where a startup's going to go. Nobody. Nobody knows if it's going to make it 6 months or 8 months or whether it's going to make it for 50 years. Amway was a startup. Herbalife was a startup. Okay? Shaklee was a startup. I can go on and list all these big ones that have been around for 60 years. Okay? They were a startup at one point. Herbalife was started by a guy by the name, I forget what his last name, Mark something, and he started that business out of the trunk of his car.
The trunk of his car.
Out of the trunk of his car. Okay, I was in Herbalife for a few years. Started that out of the trunk of his car. Okay, and made it into a multi-million-dollar company within a few years. Okay, he was a startup. That's how he started. You know, one of the richest men in the entire world was a startup. And everybody on the planet, I would say 80% of the people on the planet use his product. Do you know who that person is? He's a multi-billionaire. You're probably looking at a computer that's running his software right now. Bill Gates. Okay? Where did Bill Gates start? In his friggin' garage. That's where he started. Actually started in his room in his basement, and then he moved into the garage, and then it blossomed from there. Let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a startup that wasn't even supposed to be a business. Right? That was just something that a couple of, you know, college kids put together for the fun of it, and it turned into a multi-billion-dollar company. That was a startup. Are you telling me that it's not worth it to get involved in startups? You know, if you're going to be, and these are entrepreneurs, this is what I'm trying to tell you. These are guys who didn't give up. Imagine if Bill Gates and Zuckerberg and all these guys gave up. Imagine if they gave up. There wouldn't be a Facebook today. There wouldn't be Microsoft today. The Google guys. You know, the problem with people is that they're already in a negative thought pattern when they get into business. Okay? This is the mind cleansing that needs to go through, that everyone needs to go through in order for you to succeed. You have to start believing in yourself first. Once you start believing in yourself, then you can go forward and do anything. And that's where the branding comes in. Because once you believe, I mean, you guys know the excitement in my voice. You know the excitement in my presence. When I get involved in something and I believe in it, everybody knows Carl believes in this, okay? And I brand the heck out of myself. I recommend this. I recommend this. I'm doing this. This is the success I'm having. Come work with me. Okay? Now, the other thing that you will never get from me, ever, is well, in most cases, I will say maybe there's a very small 1 to 3%, you will never get an affiliate link from a company from me. Anytime, Stephen, you know this, anytime you've seen anything that I do, and I think, Jordan, you've seen this too, all of my links are work with Carl, party with Carl, travel with Carl, hang out with Carl, success with Carl. It's all about me. It's come and join me, and we will build together. Okay? That's why, you know, people ask me, well, if I got involved with IBK, is there any other additional expenses? I don't know. You want to be in business? You know? If you want to run a business, there's always going to be expenses. You know, maybe you want to buy some traffic. But the one thing that I always recommend to somebody is, look, I will give you a place to get a coupon to buy a domain. You need to buy a domain, okay? And it's damn expensive, but I need you to get it. It's going to cost you a whole $1.99. Okay, can you afford that? $1.99. You're going to pay $197 for IBK, and then another $1.99. Can you afford that? Okay. You got to be that way. Okay. You know, maybe I'm kind of arrogant in the way I do things, but if I'm going to get things through to people's head, I'm not going to baby people. I'm not going to be anything. I'm going to be fully transparent in what I believe and how I do business. That's why sometimes people either like me or they don't like me. It doesn't matter to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm making money all the time, okay, because of what I do. And sometimes in business, you have to be a little aggressive. You have to be forthright and strong in your standing of what you do. You know, you're all going to learn to do this. Every entrepreneur that I've ever known or I've ever learned from has a bit of a, I don't know, an attitude, whatever you want to call it. But you have to have that in order to be successful. I'm not saying be a jerk off about things, right? But you need to be strong and firm on things. Like, you know, I'll have people, you know, they come to me, they go, well, I can't afford that. Well, I says, well, then you're going to have to go and get a job. Because anything online is going to cost you money to join. If you're looking for free, you're not going to find it online. Because anything that's free online is not going to pay you a full-time income. I don't care what anybody says. You know, you're going to have a lot of people who are going to argue with me on that. But you know what? Yeah, it always comes back to the saying, you get what you pay for. Okay? So even with IBK, you know, it's $199 or $197, right? You got your $150 plus $47, okay, for the admin fee. That's cheap to get into business. I had a business before. You know what my startup cost was? $14,000. Okay? I had to take a loan out to start that business. You know, this is $197. And I'm telling you, with me personally, I've turned $197 into over $11,000 in 2 months. That's a pretty damn good start to any business, let me tell you. Okay? Alicia Walsh, over $30,000 in what, 4.5 months. Okay? Alicia Walsh has had just a few years of network marketing experience. I've been around for 35 years. She's had a better start than I have. Right? The point is that it doesn't matter what or anything. It's a matter of what you are willing to do to make it work. Alicia Walsh works her butt off, let me tell you. She is highly aggressive, probably more aggressive than I am. Okay? And, you know, there's a lot of people. You know, Wes Wong is a gentleman that I brought on. He's made, I think, 5 sales already. You know, there's a lot of people that are here working at this. I mean, I see Steven. Steven is a workhorse now, too. He's just finally figured it all out. He's doing it all. His sales are just around the corner from coming in, I'm telling you. You know, it's the same thing with Joran. I mean, he works his butt off, too. You know, if either of these two guys invited you to this hangout, and you haven't got in yet, you got to get back to these two guys. You got to get into this thing. This product here, and this is what I told someone else that was coming into my travel business. I says, look, I says, you know, the one thing I'm going to tell you you're going to need right now, and it's going to cost you an extra $197. And the first thing this one person said to me, says, well, I'm already going to pay this amount. Why do I got to pay? I says, do you want to build a business? I said, what is it you want to do? You got to have the tools. And IBK has one of the most powerful softwares that's out there. Another one is coming in shortly, by the way. Billy will be making that announcement shortly. That there's another software coming in that's custom made for us for a different social network. Okay? And there's more coming yet. I'm telling you, whatever business you're in today, you need to be doing that. And that's why I brand IBK along with my travel program through me. Okay? And again, I brand myself, and this is the package that we're going to funnel. Okay? And it's just like, you know, Steven might have his own thing, and Joran might have his own thing, and maybe you out there listening, you have your own thing. Okay? What you do is you provide a solution for people. You know, IBK is a literal solution, a literal lead and sales solution for any business that's out there. And you brand that. You brand that. You know, you join with me, and I'm going to tap you into. I'm going to show you how to tap into all the leads you need and crank in the sales that you need with the formula that we have and the software that we have. But it only comes through me. So that's what you've got to say. So Steven, you'll be saying that. Joran, you'll be saying that. this is what I'm providing to you. This is the value I'm going to give to you. Do you want to work with me or do you not want to work with me? You see? I mean, people. Here's the thing that really, I guess, kind of frustrates me the most. I talk to people every single day that are struggling in their existing business. But I get that. You know, they don't want to leave that business. They want to make it work. And I get that. Okay? I'm not asking anybody to leave any business and come to IBK. What I'm telling people is that I have a solution that can help you create your sales and grab you more leads. We have the solution. We're not just a company that sells a product. We're a product solution for other companies. Because you can use the software. Jordan, you did it. You created $100 in revenue using the software to promote other things. Yep. I want you to come on and talk about that.
Yeah, what I basically did is I looked for an offer on the internet which was valuable to me, and what I did is I started to use the IBK auto poster and start posting in the groups, and then people start to respond. I'm giving them the information, and it was sold. People buy. You know, that's how it went. That's just awesome. It works.
Yeah, it does. You know, and you can grab anything. Like I've taken a JVZoo product, just like you did, because those are JVZoo products you were telling me about. I took one of those products too here a few weeks ago, and I promoted it across some of the groups on Facebook, and I made myself about $400 selling some of these JVZoo products. Now I use JVZoo. I promote a lot of their products because out of all of the different programs that are out there, I find that their products are the best quality. That's me. Okay? I mean, I've sold ClickBank's products and ClickSure products and all kinds of other products. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying that the ones that in JVZoo I find a lot more powerful. Okay? And the quality is a lot better. Okay? That's just me. I mean, you know, don't take that any way. I'm not saying that JVZoo stuff is better than ClickBank or ClickSure. That's just my own personal opinion on that stuff from when I sold other things, and this is where I've got my best results from the JVZoo. Okay? Now, there's places like CPA offers. I'm sure you've heard that. Cost per action offers. You know, I'm going to give you a hint of a place to go to. It's called OfferVault. OfferVault.com. Okay? That will give you some of the best things. I have made, with one CPA offer, I have gone out and in 1 hour I made $600 off of one CPA offer.
Wow, awesome.
In 1 hour I did that. Okay? You know, I ran this thing out. It was a really quick thing that allowed me to market it on social media. So I hit Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn with it, and I made $600 in 1 hour. And you know what my commissions were? My commissions were 80 cents each. So
per click or per click?
I made $600 at 80 cents.
And what you did is just posting the link in
That's all that it was. It was a banner. I put a banner in with a link, and all it was what do you think is more powerful? Okay? I think it was Facebook or Twitter, something like that. You know, which one is something to do with more powerful or more responsive? And all they had to do was put their email address in there and check a yes or no button, like check a radio button on either one, and that was it. And I made 80 cents for everyone who put an email in there. So it was, I don't know, it was about 640 emails or something in an hour. In an hour, right? At 80 cents, an email, right? So OfferVault has all kinds of these things. You know, there's so many different ways for you to make money, and using this auto poster, you can hit hundreds of groups right away that have tens of thousands of people in those groups. And you know what people love to do? They love to give their opinion. They love it. Surveys, like those quick little survey things of what do you think is better, this or that, They'll put their email in and they'll click that radio button just so they can be part of that survey. People love to do that. And you can hit the cell phones and everything with those things. Okay? I'm telling you, you know, cell phone marketing, YouTube marketing, Facebook marketing, Pinterest marketing, I'm telling you, those are killer markets for anybody. And we have software for one of those, another one coming out for another one. You know, I made $11,000 in 2 months now. When that new software comes out, I'm going to triple it. I'm going to triple it with that.
So Carl, sorry to interrupt, but
Yep.
so you mean to say, with the posting, you can use that for some like OfferVault CPA offers to do that?
Sure you can. Sure you can, because in every CPA
Awesome.
offer, it all depends though. You have to watch, because some of them might say you can't use social media.
Yeah, I know.
But you look for ones that say you can use social media, and a lot of times what they have is they've got a brief little 2 or 3 liner ad that you can use that has a link that goes to the CPA offer. Okay?
Right.
And a lot of them have the banners too. So what I do is I take the banner and then I take whatever the text is and I throw it in there and poof,
All right.
gone.
Thanks for the tip.
Okay? So remember, there's billions of dollars available every single day, everyone. Okay? It's just there for the taking. You just got to tap it. That's it. And this is just one way. CPA, OfferVault. Okay? That's just one way to do it. You know, there's JVZoo, there's ClickBank, there's ClickSure, there's Amazon, the list goes on. What's available for you out there to tap into, and we have the software that's killer to do that. I mean, I've made money with that software with other things. Jordan just did. You just heard him. You know, what was it, a couple $100 or $150 or whatever it is you made? You see?
Yep, I did.
So there you
It
go.
works.
You know, and what was that? 1 or 2 posts that you did? That was it, and that created that?
Yeah, I just run it in the groups. That's what I did, and people responded.
Okay,
And,
so let me figure this out here. You went and you set up the software. You grabbed your campaign. You put it in the software. You clicked the button.
Yep.
And you made money.
Yep.
So
bit.
that whole
Yeah, some people-
process, that
Some
whole
people ask.
process took you
Some
what?
people ask, you know, but I just copy and paste the message and did it. And people saw it. And how long it took? I think to set it up. I think 10 minutes, not even.
There you go. So for 10 minutes work, you made $100 and something.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. I do that every single hour of the day, right? So the whole point here is that, you know, we're opening up windows right now. I mean, here I'm opening up a lot of windows. Whoever is going to listen to this and takes action is going to make a lot of money. Let me tell you. Okay. Personally, I'm focusing on IBK and my travel program, but I do, if I see a good offer that comes across, because I get notified by OfferVault and all that kind of stuff, and every single day I watch my email for that, and I see if there's a really hot item comes out, I'll grab that item, I'll hit it up, I'll throw it in my poster, and I'll throw it out there, and I'll make whatever money that comes in, right? We are first entrepreneurs, okay? You have to tell yourself that. You have to, you know, if you are desperate to make money, I've just opened up a window for you to completely change your life. It's up to you if you want to take that. And that's why I share these things on these Hangouts here. Because, you know, a lot of people say, well, don't go sharing that. I go, you know what? Here's why I share it. Because a very, very small percentage of people will actually go and do what I just shared with them. And it's sad. Because those same people that don't go and do it are still the same ones that are saying, man, I wish I could make some money. I wish a sale would come in. I wish. You got to stop wishing and you got to start doing. Okay? And this is what I do every day. This is why, you know, a lot of times, you know, I'm very, very busy. I work a full 8-hour day just like everybody else does. Okay? But I do it on different things. You know, like Jordan, I might find an ad and I'm going to throw that ad out someplace. But see, I don't just post in Facebook. I post in Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest. I do solo ads. My favorite is Hercules. Everybody knows that. Okay? And some people say, well, Hercules is, it's just a, safe listing. It's just a safe listing. You know how much money I've made off Hercules? I can't even tell you. Okay? You need the gold package, and you need to post every day. Does a gold pass cost money? Yeah, sure it does. Everything worth value costs money. Everything. Okay? I don't use free services. They're useless to me. Okay? Because I will not get the response. You see, what people don't know is, like even with Hercules has multiple lists. Okay? It's got its list for the free database, and then it's got its list for the paid database, and then it has another list, well, a few lists, for the specific things like eye blasts and stuff like that, or the high responsive lists that they have, and that's the ones I use. Okay, and I got 2 sales yesterday when I did an ad on one of the high-end response lists. I got 2 sales yesterday. Why? Because it's responsive. I'm not scared to spend money. If I know I'm going to make it, I made, like, I don't know what it was, a few $100 yesterday off of a $24 ad, right? So, I'll spend that all day long to do that. So.
Awesome, Carl.
I want so badly for everyone to make money. You have no idea how badly I want everyone to make money here. And I will do whatever I can. But, if no one wants to listen, there's nothing I can do about it. I had a phone call yesterday, and I'm just going to, it was for my travel program, okay? And I'm not going to mention what that is, but I had a guy that I put an ad out there yesterday, and on my ad, I actually paid for 3 months of traffic, just like I do for people that come into my IBK. Now, I have special traffic that I use. I don't share those resources with everybody, okay? I share some of the resources with the IBK people through my training, but I don't share all of my resources. Like my real good ones, I don't share that with anybody, because that took me a long time to find that. But I'm paying for the traffic. They're not. So do they care? No. Okay? Well, in most cases. But yesterday, I had a guy call me, and he goes, I saw your ad about you paying for traffic. Well, what traffic is it? And I said to him, I says, why do you care? And he goes, well, I'm just curious. Like, what's the name of the traffic? I said, I'm not going to tell you that. I says, if you come and join me and I'm paying for the traffic, why do you care? And the first thing I said to him, I says, you know what? And I've said this to everybody. I love my money, and I love it a lot, okay? And I don't waste my money on nothing. Now, if I'm going to buy you traffic, that's because it's going to benefit both you and me. It's going to create sales for you, which is going to create sales for me. Okay? It's the same thing in IBK, a little bit different in IBK actually, because when I buy people traffic and I use that same resource for them, I don't get anything in return. Right? It's like if I go and for Steven, I went and bought Steven traffic, right? Just like when he came in, I bought him traffic like I buy everybody else traffic. And if you get sales from that, if Steven gets sales, that money is all his. Nothing comes to me at all, because these are one-time sales. He gets everything. He gets to keep it. That's my gift to people, okay? That I can do this and do it. I take a little bit of money out of my 150 commission, and I go and I buy them traffic. Why? Because I want them to make sales. Why do I want them to make sales? Because if they continue to make sales over and over again, if I happen to be in other businesses, there's a good chance they might want to come along and be in that business with me too. You see? And this is where I provide value. Like, I've had many people, like some of the big guys I know, says, you know what, you're an idiot for buying traffic in IBK. And I go, why? He says, because you don't make any money from it. I go, yeah, I know I don't. But there's a reason for my madness. Okay? And this is why I keep telling everybody, if there's something of value that you can provide to somebody, like even some of the resources that I provide to the IBK people in the back office, you can use some of those resources. There are cheap resources there that are effective, at least the ones that I've shown you in there. And if you use that and say, look, I'm going to buy you a month of traffic, is it worth it to you? if you can close a sale and make $150, would you take 5 or 10 or 15 bucks out of that and buy somebody traffic? I would. I'd do that every single day. I'd do that every single hour, right? Just because I spend some of my $150, if I have $400 or $550 coming in, I'll spend 5, 10, 15 bucks a piece on those pays without not even a blink of an eye, because I'm still going to profit, you know, 500 or 600 bucks out of that. And I've done that. You know, I've had 2 $900 days in IBK. I've had multiple $600 days, and I can't even tell you how many 300 and 450 days I've had. Okay, those are great days. And the reason that I've sold so many packages is because of the value that I provide. Not everybody wants to do that, and that's great. You know, they want to keep the whole 150 to themselves. That's fine too. You know, good on you. But this is why my brand has become so powerful out there. Okay, I've branded that around me. Everybody knows that I give free traffic. Everybody knows that I have free training. Everybody knows that I have a 90-day site. And that's why they're attracted to me.
It's awesome. You know, as we speak, I just made another sale. You see, guys, it works. It works. It works, guys.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Yep. You see? Yep. On the Hangout, made a sale.
On the Hangout, yep.
So, you see? So, this is what's so exciting. And Stephen, you've been kind of quiet here. Maybe it's because I talk way too much or something. I don't know. But, you know, is there anything you want to add to anything that we've talked about here about branding?
No, I think the value, what you're telling is it's true. I experienced it myself, and it's absolutely valuable. You know, I mean, yeah, it's about branding. People will see who you are. People will start to trust you, and people will engage with you, and they want to hook up with you, right? That's how it is. What else I have to say? That's the way it is nowadays.
There you go, Stephen.
Well, you can watch it on Facebook. You know, Carl brands himself. People following. Yep. So you see it all the time.
Yeah, well, you know, and here's the thing. You know, like I always tell everybody, you know, you wanna brand yourself first, and anything else second. Like when people ask me, you know, if I piggyback off you, Carl, how do I do that? Well, make sure you're branding yourself, okay? And that's why I always say to people, get your picture on every picture that's on there. You know, if you're going to use somebody else's proof of earnings or something like that, like mine or anybody else, make sure that you are branded across the top there and then showing that at the bottom. Because if you're not doing that, there's a good chance that people are going to look more at whoever's on that picture, okay? Because people are audio-visual, okay? Anything in text comes third and down. So the first most powerful thing is video. And that's why I tell everybody, you know, get on video. Start doing video. Start talking about your business, and that's how you brand yourself. People see you live on video. Secondly, start putting yourself in pictures, okay? Always have yourself branded across the top, like I do. You see my brand all the time. You're always going to see that headline there. I will brand that into your visual database, okay? That's what I do. Anytime you hear the name Carl, if you see my thing enough, you'll know. First thing you're gonna think of is me, not the other Carl or whoever might have been on there, right? So I want to be in everybody's head. Not that I want to mess with them or anything, but I want them to remember who I am. So whenever I have an advertising out there of any kind, they're gonna hit it. So this is the one thing I want to get on with you, Stephen, and Jordan, and anybody else who's listening to this. I want you to get out, and I want you to start doing that. I'm going to upload that software shortly, okay, to the training site, and get that up there so you guys can download that and use that to create pictures. Maybe there's other stuff you use, I don't know, but that's just one of the tools I use. Okay.
Is that your side?
Sorry, go ahead.
Is that your site or IBK's site?
It'll be on mine, on my training link that you have, but that's also in the back office of IBK, right? So it's the same link, it's just in 2 different places. So, but I'm going to have it on there, and it'll be under the step 3 on my training about the software. It'll be on there. That's the best place to put it. So, but I want you guys to be branding yourself. You know, it's great to use other people's proof of earnings and stuff like that. I'm always talking about piggybacking. If you haven't got any, you piggyback. But make sure that you are branded across that page someplace that, you know, you recommend. You know, if you could get yourself a picture where you're kind of standing and you're pointing like this. If you can get someone to take a picture of you where you're pointing like this, and then do one each way. And that's another thing. You know, you're looking at the picture, you're pointing this way, or you're pointing this way, and you can do it just like I did that little man, that little gold man, except that could be you there, okay? And you can get a picture of that, and it doesn't matter if you got whatever background you have. You can go to Fiverr, and you can ask somebody to make that transparent so that there's a white background or whatever it is behind there, either transparent or white background, so you can paste that anywhere, okay? So, you know, do whatever you can with that, and you know, just brand the crap out of yourselves, okay? Because when you do, you're going to see such a huge change in everything that you do, and on your sales and everything. You'll see people starting to buy from you, okay? So I don't know if there's anything more you guys want to add to that. I think we're pretty much done for everything here. But,
no, Carl, great explanation. A lot of information. Okay. I learned a lot of things with Hangouts, you know. So yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
Thanks
great.
For that. Appreciate it.
Well, guys, thanks for joining me here today. Had a lot of fun. Glad that I was able to share some good stuff with you guys today. Those of you that are listening, just go and take some action. Okay. It's going to happen to you. Don't think it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. You take action. You go out. You start branding yourself. People are going to know who you are. That's the big thing. They're going to remember who you are. Because right now, with most of the stuff that I see out there, you guys are branding the heck out of Billy Brady. Okay? Because he is IBK, right?
Yeah.
So Billy knows that I will brand IBK, but only after I brand me. So IBK is part of my branding. Okay, so make it part of your branding. With that said, thanks guys for hanging out with me here today. Thanks you for listening in, and hopefully with some of the nuggets I shared today is going to help you go out and start creating some money in all different kinds of ways. So with that said, also any of you who are listening to this and have not got involved in IBK, get back to whoever sent you to this and get on board, get that software, put it to work, and make some money. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Carl.
All right. Thanks, Carl.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
great day.